So I took too long to make my set list, so I ended up not doing it as a practice run at all beforehand. But I did read it off during the whole thing, so I'm sure I did fine. It felt fine. It felt really good, and I'm actually so happy with it. And it was recorded, so I'm gonna get the actual footage. But I thought, for a nice gift, since I'm still kind of wired because show high, I'll just read through it again just for you. So, oh gosh, my intro is all weird because, anyway, I'm just gonna dive in because I love you. I can usually tell by someone's haircut if they would respect my pronouns. Any side shaves here? Side mullets. No, there weren't any. I was the gay. I don't know if anyone heard, but I am just getting over concussion. I don't seem to be experiencing any symptoms. I did write a joke about it, but I forgot. I don't know if anyone heard, but I am just getting over concussion. I don't seem to be experiencing any symptoms. I did write a joke about it, but I forgot. My name is Ray Lockdust, and as Amelia said, I host Feedback Mike as well as Serious and Sober, and as I'm sure you noticed because you're clever, I also do stand-up. What? And usually being neither serious nor sober, it's good to have range as a performer. I wondered briefly if I was a more masculine, non-binary person, if I would still have been asked onto the ladies' mic. And then I decided to just embrace this female privilege I keep hearing about and just be Lady Light for the night. Is that gender appropriation? Oh well. For me, gender is a lot like my unicycle. I don't have a unicycle. I do, however, have a bicycle. I prefer to call it a pancycle. It's just harder to explain to those outside of the cycle community. And as you can probably tell by looking at me, I had a hard time doing puberty. I struggled with a lot of self-acceptance, and after years of denial, I finally sat down my Catholic Italian mother and my standard small-town normal father, and I said, Mom, Dad, I'm a vegetarian. And I actually went vegan recently, which is whatever, because I've been a lactose intolerant vegetarian since I was 14. I'm just legally obligated to talk about it now. I am asked if I make my partners also eat vegan. I don't care what my partner eats as long as I'm still on the menu. And that goes for other menus too, like polyamory and all. I am never opposed to sharing a meal. I don't know if anyone heard, but I'm just getting over a concussion. I don't seem to be experiencing any symptoms, so I did write a joke about it, but I forgot. I am, though, I am a professional makeup artist, a catering specialist, and an aspiring comedian. So, I was already unemployed before the lockdown. And now I'm a student again, so I am more socially acceptably unemployed. Going to college as a mature student is a lot like going to a family barbecue with your mom and just hoping to find someone your own age there and settling for the weird uncle. You know the weird uncle. Every family has one. He's loud, he's racist, and you can't tell if he's drunk or if he's just like that. You call him uncle, I call him dad. I think my parents are happy I got into comedy. They're just disappointed I'm also a feminist. I was raised like a loose Catholic, so I had an interesting relationship with God and the church. Like, I wouldn't call my family CEOs, like Christmas, Easter only. No, or more like an FWB. Like, not friend with benefits, funerals, weddings, and baptisms. We'll get in, we'll lock someone else in, and then we'll get out. Lock someone else in? The idea that our loved ones are with God had more of an impact on me than it should have, or at least not the kind of impact that it should have. Okay, first sidebar. I was 13 and I was at my grandmother's funeral, and on the final day, several days for Italian, everyone was kissing her corpse goodbye, as one does, apparently. And I didn't understand the tradition, but I didn't want to miss out on it in case it ended up being important down the line. So I planted one on Grandma, and I got a mouthful of funeral makeup. I guess that's where I got the taste for makeup. Anyway, see, I knew 3 major things that factored into this. Grandma was with God. God was always watching. And it is sin to masturbate. So I made a deal with myself that whenever I wanted to masturbate, I would work out instead. And so, as you can imagine, I was a very fit and angry teenager. With isolation being taken as seriously as it is in my household, I hadn't been sharing any social bubbles with anyone that I have a physical relationship with. And, I'm not just talking about sex. I mean everything from hand holding to hugs to a point when I was so touch deprived, I accidentally grazed one of my roommates in the kitchen, and my entire body shook with the electricity of the first glimpse of humanity that I'd felt in months. He went to stay with his parents for a bit, but I'm sure it's unrelated. I've been keeping myself entertained, and boy, are my arms tired. That was a masturbation joke for those who missed it, and as I'm sure you could tell, having gone through a bit of a breakup at the beginning of lockdown, I found myself back on the old Tinder scene, and I'm very certain that it's easier to use Tinder for dick than Domino's for pizza. And you know what one comes faster. And which you get to eat after. I did actually get to bubble with my girlfriend and her wife for a few months, and it was great. We're trying this new thing in our relationship called trust. Have you tried this? My safe word isn't just help anymore. And she gives me glowing Yelp reviews. And by that, I mean literal Yelps in a stunning afterglow. Some stories I regret sharing. Some I get paid in drinks to talk about. I have really bad anxiety. I have panic attacks over the guilt of not offering my roommate popcorn. And he doesn't even like popcorn. Social interactions with me are like when you see a dog and you get excited and then you realize that it's a service vest on, so you have to respect the hardworking dog instead of giving them the pets that they so much deserve. Or, when a push door has a pull handle. My Zen garden is just a litter box that's being maintained by someone not yet strong enough to sift through all the shit. The biggest perk in dating me is that you get to brag that I'm a rescue. My self-esteem is a lot like my Christopher Walken impression. It's not very good. I don't know if anyone heard, but I am just getting over a concussion. I don't seem to be experiencing any major symptoms. That I did write a joke about it, but I forgot.